Part of the events leading to the celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Nigeria Merit Awards was the Media Heroes Tribute, held on Friday, the 25th of November 2022 at the waterfront of Civic Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. The event had in attendance veterans and renowned media practitioners from many generations back. Notable among them were Dr. Harun Adamu, Chairman Board of the NMMA, Prince Bisi Olatilo, the Chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, Dr. Peter Ego, Mr. Dele Adetiba, Dr. Samuel Yemi Akeju, among many others. While delivering the welcome address, Dr. Samuel Akeju gave a brief historical overview of the NMMA, reiterating the efforts and extensive research that brought about the establishment of the institution.
The NMMA has proven itself as a very formidable institution. We've been across various sections of Nigeria. We've been to the northwest, northeast, south, and all parts of the 6 geopolitical zones of this country to prove that Nigeria is a united country and that the media has a formidable role to play in the development of our society.
Prince Bisi Olatilo, renowned broadcaster and chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, who anchored the event, thanked all those who had traveled from far and near to be part of the NMMA Awards 2022 and enjoined the young broadcasters to get inspired and motivated by their hard work and commitment to the journalism profession, spanning many decades.
Broadcasters and journalists, I have said it, I want to repeat it for the opting time, that I can't do any other thing but broadcasting. And I even say this each time, that even when I was at an event, our old ambassador of broadcasting all over, Mr. Kolade, Chris Kolade, was saying somewhere that when the Lord calls him, he would like to be buried as a broadcaster among broadcasters. And I think you can have a better thing than that. And that will really motivate all of us to do our best to see that we're shining stars. Our ambassadors are here. Those of them who started this business are still here with us on their feet.
Dr. Harun Adamu, Chairman Board of Trustees of the NMMA, expressed gratitude to God for seeing the body through 30 years of presenting awards of excellence to those who deserve them. He referred to the media as the oxygen and life support of the government and democracy, with emphasis on free press. He also appreciated some of the founding fathers of the press, particularly Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and Babatunde Jose.
The media is the oxygen of our system of government, democracy. The media serves as the life support for a system and values and institutions that govern us. The free press, we could not have founded this organization without the free press. And the leader who showed us the way must be appreciated on Sunday.
Mr. Dele Adetiba, a veteran broadcaster, also emphasized the importance of the integrity of the assessors, which according to him, gave the NMMA its impeccable and outstanding benchmark status.
And if NMMA had been around for 30 years, starting with about 7 or 8 awards in 1992 in Lagos, had gone around almost 20 states of this country to host the event, and we now have about 50 awards this year, with many corporate organizations adding their names to the awards. NMMA must be doing something right. I'm very proud of what they have done so far, and I can only hope that in years to come. Many of our fellows in the media will appreciate a lot more what it takes to be an award winner of NMMA. Thank you very much.
Professor Oluobafemi commended the body for a job well done over the years, emphasizing on the quality of the NMMA and the nobility of the journalism profession. He referred to the press as the soul of the society that should be well protected. Another renowned journalist and veteran producer, Dr. Peter Igo, MFR, made it clear that the role of the NMMA in recognizing excellence is very motivating and encouraging. He expressed delight at the organization of the event. Professor Mrs. Stella Okunna, member Board of Trustees of the NMMA, also expressed delight at the event and commended the team for a job well done. The profiles of late founding fathers of journalism in Nigeria were shown on the big screen before everyone stood up and observed a minute's silence in their honor. The vote of thanks was given by Alhaji Abubakar Jijiwa, former Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, who is also a member of the Board of Trustees of the NMMA. After that, classic tunes from the exclusive band rent the air till the end of the event. Still in line with activities for the 30th anniversary celebration of the Nigeria Media Merit Awards, NMMA, a Media Leaders Roundtable with the theme, The Media Leaders' Involvement in National Development and Reconstruction in Nigeria, was held on Saturday, the 26th of November 2022 at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Kofua Bayomi, Victoria Island, Lagos. The keynote speaker was Emeritus Professor Michael Abiola Omolewa, renowned diplomat and former president, UNESCO Assembly. The event was chaired and moderated by Professor Oluobafemi, member, NMMA Board of Trustees. A brief citation of the keynote speaker, Emeritus Professor Michael Omolewa, was read by Professor Oluobafemi. While delivering his keynote address, Emeritus Professor Michael Abiola Omolewa commended the NMMA for sustaining the vision of recognizing excellence for 30 years. He looked at the role of the media in the society from a historic perspective in a paper that he titled, The Role of the Media in National Integration and Cohesion, emphasizing the need to recognize and celebrate those who practice journalism the way it is designed.
I thought that I was going to look at a particular subject that will be fascinating and stimulating and encouraging, and then I decided to look at the media and see the role that they have played in the process of national reconstruction, integration, cohesion. I thought that that's a very topical subject that should be of interest to all of us. But then I said, I want to look at it from the historical perspective, and I started quoting from what Mr. Fika, who used to be the Secretary to the Government of Federation, said. You know, he said, anything that does not have a historical dimension is an exercise in futility. That history is such that you are able to look at the back and the past and yesterday to be able to see why you are where you are today with a view to understanding the direction that you may likely go in the future. And so I decided that I will use the historical approach, and so I titled my paper, The Story of Media in National Cohesion, Integration, and Cohesion.
He stated that in the old era, the media had great impact on the populace, adding that polarization of the media over the years has made it possible for the media to carry out its role of unifying the society.
I looked at the projection of the United Nations, you know, that decided that it will be rewarding only those courageous, only those who stick their neck out, those who tell stories when it is inconvenient, and then those who are hunted and harassed and so on. And that was the reason why the General Conference of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, decided in 1991 to recommend to the United Nations in New York the establishment of the World Freedom Press Day, you know, that usually is in May. And that therefore there is always some room to celebrate those who stick their neck out for the love of what media was originally designed to accomplish.
After the keynote speech, the panel of discussants shared their thoughts on the perspective. Dr. Nosai Gebo, while sharing his thoughts, made it clear that the media cannot work in isolation in its quest to effect change in the society, but needs the support of other key institutions. Professor Laya Shaw, a professor of journalism from the Lagos State University, laid emphasis on the production of stories as well as the implication of the stories, adding that the media gives the picture of a society based on the stories they tell. Others who shared their thoughts on the perspective were Mr. Danigbese, who among other things referred to the media as a tool of national development depending on how it is used. Owe Akemfa, former Secretary General, West African Trade Union, stated that the problem of journalism started after the Civil War and expressed displeasure at the manner in which the profession has been abused. While making his remark, the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the NMMA, Dr. Harun Adamu, who also shared his thoughts from a historical perspective, reiterated the need for education as well as unity. He stressed the need for unity in the media and unity of the people. In conclusion, he thanked the keynote speaker for highlighting the fundamental issues of media practice in Nigeria.
I would like to thank our guest speaker, the Emeritus Professor, for taking us down memory lane. And he touched upon two issues that are critical to the existence of this country as a United Nations. And we hope that this kind of enlightenment will help us to understand why the Nigerian Media Merit Award is bent on bringing together and building the capacity so that we can see what the problem is and then what the solution can be. Well, thank you.
The moderator, Professor Olu Obafemi, summarized the thoughts of all the discussants and also shared his thoughts on the perspectives of the keynote speaker, enumerating the differences between nationalism and patriotism. He raised questions on the role of the media in national reconstruction as an agenda setter of the nation. The floor was afterwards declared open for an audience interactive session. Some of the audience also raised questions on key issues like gender inclusion in the media, active participation of younger generation, corruption, and support of key institutions for a better media, among others. The Media Leaders Roundtable came to an end after the vote of thanks given by Professor Stella Okunna. The 30th edition of the Nigerian Media Merit Award, NMMA, was held on Sunday, the 27th of November 2022 at the Eko Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari was represented by the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed. Other high-profile guests at the event were Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Dr. Harun Adamu, Chairman, NMMA Board of Trustees, Alhaji Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Prince Bisi Olatilo, the Chairman and CEO Biscon Communications, High Chief Raymond Aleo Dokbesi, Chairman Emeritus Dar Communications PLC, and wife, Chief Mrs. Mujisola Dokbesi, Honorable Gbenga Motosho, Lagos State Commissioner for Information, Malam Shehu Ilela, Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, among many others. The event, which started with the national anthem, was anchored by Adedeji Ojulesi. In the award categories, the MKO Abiola Award of Excellence was won by Ajibade Olusesan of the New Telegraph. The Sonny Odogu Prize for Business Reporter of the Year was won by Dauda Suleiman of the Nation newspapers. The Guardian newspaper won 5 of the categories with 13 nominations. Benga Kifenwa won the Bukola Saraki Prize for Agriculture Reporter of the Year. Iyabo Lawal won the Ibrahim Shekarau Prize for Education Reporter of the Year, while Kingsley Jeremiah won both the Cornwall Prize for Energy Correspondent of the Year and Peter Odili Prize for Power Reporter of the Year. One of the stars of the night, Innocent Duru of the Nation newspaper, clinched 4 awards in different categories. Punch Nigeria Limited was named the Newspaper of the Year. The Punch, which won the award in 2021 and several previous editions, defeated The Guardian and the Daily Trust to clinch the coveted award. The Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, won the award for Best Radio Station of the Year. The General Manager, Bond FM Lagos, Princess Adenike Adegoke, who received the award on behalf of the Director, Lagos Operations, Mrs. Bolanle Oyemi, said the award was a very big win for the organization, which has continued to be the flagship of radio broadcasting in Nigeria. The award for Radio Presenter of the Year was won by Esafu Stephen of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. Different awards were presented to a long list of broadcast media professionals. Channels Television won the Nigeria Media Merit Award NMMA Television Station of the Year prize for a record 15th time. Channels TV Controller Programs, Mr. Ambrose Oko, received the prize on behalf of the station, alongside Mrs. Yomi Otaigbe.
I'd like, on behalf of the chairman, Channels Media Group, Dr. John Momo, and his lovely wife, to say a big thank you to the organizers of this event. We didn't see this coming because we've won this award for 14 times. This is the 15th time we'll be winning this award. We appreciate the organizers. We appreciate Lagos, the city of excellence, because Channels TV is also associated with excellence. We'd like to say that we are giving this award to the staff, dedicating it to the staff of Channels TV, people who have worked so hard for this over the years. This award is for them. I thank you all, and I thank you indeed.
One of the special attractions of the 30th anniversary of the NMMA was the special award given to High Chief Dr. Raymond Aleo Dokwesi, OFR, founder and chairman emeritus of Dar Communications PLC, owners of AIT, Raypower and Faji FM, for his indefatigable efforts at keeping the broadcast profession afloat against all odds, even though he's a marine engineer and not a broadcaster. He was commended for his groundbreaking innovative efforts in pioneering 24-hour broadcast on radio and television in Nigeria, blazing the trail of private broadcasting on both radio and television in the past 25 years and counting.
I stand before you to express my most profound gratitude on behalf of my family and indeed the Dar Communications PLC group, owner operators of Africa Independent Television and Raypower. Faji FM, I'm reminded, I retired a few years ago, almost 13 years now, from active live in broadcasting. But I do hope that the establishments we have put up will live after us. We'll come back. We have gone through very, very challenging period, especially in the last 8 years. I'm happy my brother, the Honorable Minister, is here representing Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who was the chief guest of honor, commended managers of the award for sustaining the initiative for 30 years and counting.
And so the Nigerian media has occupied a pride of place at every critical junction in the evolution of our great country. Indeed, many of our founding fathers were themselves newspaper men and columnists. They were publishers. They were wielding the power of the pen to chip away the roots of colonialism, exploitation, and to advance their vision of a free and independent nation. And so since independence, their nation has enjoyed an unbroken tradition of a vibrant and free press, I dare say. Through successive phases of our social, political journey and transitions, Nigerians have always been able to count on the fourth estate of REM to stand up for what is right at all times, regardless of the situation. I think you deserve a round of applause for that. And so the story of our hard-won democracy will not be complete without acknowledging the very prominent role of the media, all of you in this room, especially in the fight for democracy following the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election.
He promised to continue to support the media, including providing a conducive environment for them to operate. He tasked the media on professionalism, pleading that standards should not be lowered for anything.
Let me use this opportunity to lend my voice to the appeal of well-meaning compatriots to the media on the need to exercise a high level of professionalism and commitment to the ethics of this great profession, especially as the 2023 general elections draw near, which you are all participants in one form or the other. Even as the media holds a powerful institution to account, you must also reserve some of this scrutiny for yourselves and ensure that there is no room for bad eggs and those who seek to bring this noble reputation into disrepute. This time we are in call for great circumspection and great fidelity to the timeless principles of journalism. Accuracy is critical, fairness at all times, balanced reportage, integrity, I imagine, is critical at all times. Your standards must never be lowered for anything, and definitely not in this age in which social media and internet has enabled the easy amplification of fake news and malicious report, hate speeches that are intended to give undue political advantage or to divide our society or even derail our democracy.
Also, the chairman, Nmma Board of Trustees, Dr. Harun Adamu, while delivering his remarks, commended the media for its resilience, regardless of the tough challenges they go through. He gave briefings on previous Nmma Awards while commending the assessors for a job well done in the last 3 decades.
It is pertinent to recall with great appreciation the commitment and efforts of the founding trustees and the administrator that made it possible through thick and thin to steer this ship in sometimes turbulent waters for the past 30 years. Another important organ of the Nigeria Media Merit Award is the eminent panel of assessors, whose responsibility it has been to independently assess all the entries and declare winners of the various categories. Special thanks to our many sponsors who, in spite of how difficult the times are, have stood by us, and by so doing, demonstrated a great understanding of the critical role and service that is played by this institution, not just to its members, but to our country at large. Indeed, we are grateful and appreciative.
May I warmly congratulate the organizers of the Nigeria Media Merit Award on this occasion of the 38th Nigeria Media Merit Awards, granted Media Excellence. There is no doubt that this annual award has helped to foster media excellence, while also becoming the best in its class in our media industry. The NMMA has earned its epaulette as the foremost and most prestigious media excellence scheme in Africa. I can only implore the brilliant minds behind this scheme not to rest on their oars.
The event was brought to an end afterwards. From BISCON Communications, it's congratulations to all the winners at the 30th edition of the Nigeria Media Merit Awards.